The perfect Nintendo controller. A controller that looks weird at first, but is perfectly understandable after using it. Beloved by many, this controller cemented itself into history. The Wii Remote. We all know what this thing is. It's probably one of the most iconic controllers in history. It's basically just a wireless NES controller with an accelerometer, a speaker with the highest of quality, IR camera, a few extra buttons, but there's no need to explain everything about it. Everyone is probably tangled with the A and B buttons at some point. I mean, some people hated this thing and acted like motion controls killed their damn grandma. What we're here talking about are the variations of the Wii Remote. The Wii honestly had a ton of variations, second only to N64 and Joy-Cons. I mean, the GameCube had the Wario controller, so no competing there, but the Wii is still where Nintendo went all out. I mean, we have these proto Wii Remotes here to spice your day up. These have about the same layout, in gray and black. These prototypes really showcase how the Wii is just a juiced up GameCube, with them just being plugged into a GameCube through a cord. All these prototypes have the same thing in common, not knowing what the hell to call the 1 and 2 buttons. They went from X and Y to A and B to having the numbers switched around. Was it that damn hard to figure the buttons out? Some prototypes have D-pads that look like they should be on a damn MP3 player. Good luck playing games on that. But moving on, we have the Nintendo Revolution trailer remote, which looks about the same but has a rectangular power button and sports some lowercase b and a buttons instead of the 2 numbered buttons, which like before, makes no damn sense if you think about it. Press the A button, which one? The B button is also flat instead of the trigger-like button on the retail Wii Remotes. The nunchuck port is basically just a giant brick for no reason, looking like a Wii Motion Plus attachment. They also later changed it after realizing how stupid it looked. But the nunchuck itself is one only thing that mostly stayed the same throughout development. I mean, there's not a lot to the nunchuck, so there's not really much that could change throughout development. I mean, it used to use a GameCube-styled analog stick before it changed to the one we know here today. There is a lot more prototypes, but that's a whole nother subject. Let's move on to the world of retail Wii Remotes. Editor's note, this video was supposed to be like haha funny of Animal Crossing Wild World, but I realized that Wild World is the DS one. So let's move on to the city folk of retail Wii Remotes. So in 2006, the Wii was released to praise across the world. It was impossible to find one, and they were selling on eBay for billions of dollars. It was a craze all around. But we all know that. But what about the Wii Remote colors they released during the first few years of the system's release? You'd expect Nintendo to have tons of colors because of how much of a success the Wii was, and the fact that E3 2005 Nintendo Revolution trailer and press images of that showed tons of different colored Wiis and Wii Remotes. Still waiting for my lime green Wii, Nintendo. But there was absolutely nothing at all. We had wrist strap updates, which make the strap better, and added things to tighten around your wrist so you don't get disowned for breaking the family TV in a tense game of carnival games right before the Super Bowl. Like the only color that was available for the Wii and Wii Remotes was white for around 3 years, all until 2009, where a black Wii was announced for release, with the black Wii Remote and nunchuck in it also sold separately. I personally have a black Wii and 2 black Wii Remotes, and I really don't like it. It's like the PS5 middle part, where the black glossy part is just prone to smudging and scratches. Glossy black only looks nice out of the box in a few weeks after you buy it. But these are alright, but even better colors were released in Japan in December 2009. We have blue and pink, which both look great. There's also another blue Wii Remote and nunchuck combo that was released in a sweepstakes that year, but we'll be talking about that later, don't you forget. There's also a blue nunchuck that was released in the blue Wii Family Edition in late 2011. Another Wii that was released in 2010, the 25th anniversary red Wii. This one came with a red Wii Remote Plus and a red nunchuck. These were only ever sold in console bundles and a few game bundles. I could only find one time they sold it separately in Japan, but the nunchuck can be a pain to get because it was only sold with the Wii Mini and the Red Mario edition. And in 2010, Nintendo realized that not everyone wanted to buy a $20 marshmallow for their Wii. Wii Motion Plus was released in 2009 with Wii Sports Resort, which added the gyroscope to the Wii Remote, which allowed the system to use motion controls how people expected it to work in the first place. It was only really used in Wii Sports Resort, Red Steel 2, Skyward Sword, Fling Smash, and Wii Play Motion. Other than having to calibrate it quite a few times, it's implemented really well into the games that use it. And we had standard white and black, and one other color included with a combo we'll be talking about soon. But $20 was a bit too much for an accessory only a few games use, and it got really expensive if you wanted to play 4-player basketball on Wii Sports Resort. It was really expensive, like you needed to buy a Wii Remote for around $40 and then a $20 marshmallow for it. So in 2010, Nintendo decided to be civil and release the Wii Remote Plus, which was the same size as a standard Wii Remote, but with a gyroscope inside instead of an attachment. I personally like the longer Wii Remote with the attachment attached. It feels better to play table tennis and sword fight with it, in my opinion. I mean, I can always buy these cheap plastic shit that invaded bargain bins and Costco bundles, but let's not go that far. All previous Wii Remote colors were updated with this, with it being signified by the label below the Wii logo. The next Wii Remote color was the Golden Skyward Sword bundle. This might be one of the best colors, but honestly, I wish it was just pure gold and I'd buy it immediately. To go well with the GoldenEye Classic Controller Pro and the Golden Club Nintendo Nunchuck and Wii Wheel. We do have a 24 karat gold that THQ of all companies tried to give to the Queen. Yeah, I'm sure making a 24 karat gold Wii and making a million of U draws will work out for them. Then Nintendo fucked up and released the Wii U. A great system, but we're not here to talk about the failures and the faults of the Wii U. We're here to talk about Wii Remotes. So when the Wii U was coming out, Nintendo rebranded their Wii Remote boxes to look like accessories for the Wii U, which did not help in their brand image problems, but did introduce a new design for Wii Remotes. There's also a little stamp saying also compatible with Wii, which probably confused a ton of grandmas buying presents everywhere. But they have these really nifty feature introduced. On the battery cover, there's a little button that presses down on the sync button, which the Wii Remote jacket has a hole for now. So you see the little nipple that the wrist strap has, you just have to use that to press down in it, and you don't have to remove the Wii condom and battery cover to resync. Some people say this is stupid and superfluous, but I welcome this change in open arms. I sync my Wii Remotes to Dolphin, to my Wii U, to my Wii so much that it's a welcome change. Later Wii Remotes removed the clear A button and just give it a solid color for some reason. They reissued all the standard 4 Wii Remote colors with the Wii U branding. Then they did something random. They made a whole ass Mario line. We had a Club Nintendo Mario line of GameCube controllers, but randomly spread out between 2013 and 2015, they periodically released Wii Remotes of different Mario characters. You know what? I'll rank them from worst to best. I have nothing else to do. We start off with the worst, which is Bowser. This disgusting thing tries to have the colors of Bowser, but they didn't realize that dehydrated piss yellow, mold green, and orange did not look great together as flat colors on a controller. The black 1 and 2 buttons are weird considering the other buttons are the same as the shell's color. Overall, this is genuinely disgusting. Then we have the Mario Wii Remote Plus. This one's a lot nicer than the Bowser remote. I like how each button's color represents the Mario clothes. The back is his overalls, the plus and minus button being the same yellow as Mario's buttons, the brown 1 and 2 buttons for his boots, and the red is the same as the bloodstains. Overall, this one looks quite nice, a great improvement. The next one I personally use, and it's the Luigi Wii Remote. It's basically the same thing but in green, and it's a Luigi remote, so it's automatically better. Then we have the Yoshi remote. This one looks really good with its lime, white, and orange design. It's actually pretty good. I actually get it. Then we have the Toad remote, which is my second favorite Mario series remote. It honestly reminds me of Fire Mario, and I love the red and white color combination. And being a white shell with red buttons fits Toad and just looks nice. No other way to put it. And then my favorite is the Princess Peach one. We already have a pink Wii remote, but having this pink instead of the hot pink ones which were everywhere, is probably why it's my favorite. The blue home button and plus and minus are also great, and the yellow D-pad looks alright. That's it for the Mario series of Wii Remotes, and that's basically it for first-party Wii Remotes. I really thought there were way more than I found. Now that I think about it, both the N64 and GameCube had more colors than this. It's a bit sad that we didn't have as much as I remembered there being, but that's where third-party controllers. So with Nintendo, all their Wii Remotes were basically what you respect, but with third parties, the gates were open to hell. We have these shitty looking old third party remotes, which is what you give little Timmy during multiplayer. We have the funny ones like the Lego one with detachable pieces and the Beef Boss one. If you've been to any retro game store, you've probably seen tons of those third party companies like Old School, TTX, Retrobit, and more. You usually have to have like third party controllers, cords, and accessories because they're either dog shit or there's better options to get, so I just never get them. But these are just fucking miserable. They're the banquet meals of Wii Remotes. $29.99 for a shitty off-brand Wii Remote and nunchuck. No thanks. You could probably buy a first-party one for way cheaper. These are just whatever in my book, not too offensive. I don't suggest buying them, but they're clearly labeled as third-party and don't masquerade as official remotes. But if you ever taken a trip to Amazon or some eBay listings, you see these frauds. Generally fuck these things. If you see text on your Wii Remote that says stuff like Motion 2 in 1, or it doesn't have the Wii logo, I have bad news. You have terminal cancer. Also, your Wii Remote is fake. Please don't buy these. They're awful quality and just terrible. But the last third-party Wii Remote I care to talk about has to be the one for Tron Evolution, the most 5 out of 10 game of all time. It actually had a Wii Remote. 20,000 produced, all numbered I believe. Since it's supposed to be cyberpunk, the thing lights up with blue lights and a black shell. It's probably the most expensive third-party remote, but you can find a lot of them on sites like eBay, so I wouldn't really call it rare. And that's all for our third-party ones. I personally wouldn't be getting any of these. The Wii is just one of those consoles where third-party accessories and Wii Remotes were just made for money, and they're pretty shit. Just stick with the OEM stuff. And don't even stick for that, for Christ's sake. And now we're at our final controller, which is the rarest one that ever released. Back in 2009, Nintendo was working on a sequel to their most beloved launch title, Wii Sports. Announced in 2008, it would use a new accessory, Wii Motion Plus. Taking place on an island resort, Woohoo Island would be the great evolution of the original Wii Sports. But we all know that we've all played table tennis and air sports enough to know how great it turned out. But before the game came out, there was a sweepstakes if you pre-ordered the game. When you decided you truly needed to pre-order a mass-produced Wii game, you could enter a Club Nintendo giveaway. And the prize was a custom baby blue Wii Remote, nunchuck, and Motion Plus accessory in this beautiful box. There were only 5,000 of these sets produced, making it the most least produced Wii Remote in existence. Every part of this is a masterpiece, down to the box and the little slip congratulating on you on winning. The beaches in the sky on the box are so nice, and here at Club Nintendo America, the stuff was mostly just some plastic bags and cardboard boxes. The Japanese Club Nintendo rewards felt like stuff you'd actually buy in a store. Here in America, it looked like stuff you're trying to hide from your parents in some sort of unmarked package. A lot of this video was talking about variations I don't own, but I just had to buy this one. This is my favorite part of my collection. I'm assuming it was also a sweepstakes promoted by these two Japanese comedians. When I turned over the back of the box, there were two Mii's on the back. At first I thought they were like Nintendo devs or something. But then I found this awesome resource that documents Mii merchandise by the awesome Zorpu. They turned out to be Hiroyuki Yabe and Takashi Okamura, which are two actors and comedians in Japan. It seems to be the only time Nintendo's actually included Mii's on the Wii Remote itself, using the 16 kilobytes of storage that the Wii Remote had inside, which is really interesting. Nintendo didn't really like using it after like the first few years of the system's release. They actually removed it from the Virtual Wii and the Wii U and other updates for the Wii. I was hoping Nintendo would be a cheap bitch and didn't include batteries to be corroded in my Wii Remote that I got. but thankfully they were frugal about their AA inclusion here. But Nintendo did give us a shorter Wii condom if you weren't planning on using the Motion Plus. At this point you might be thinking, Cosmiz, we already have a blue Wii Remote and nunchuck, this isn't new. But this is a lighter blue than the standard blue one, and this is the only way to get a blue Motion Plus attachment. So I guess I'm 1 in 5,000 people with one of those. But that's really it on the controller. It's my favorite of all time, and if you have a chance to get one at a reasonable price, go ahead. Overall, at the end of the day, I love the Wii. The Wii Remote was so intuitive, sleek, modern, and fun. It had a lot of great colors and really evolved over the years. But looking back to every Wiimote since the prototype is making me think one thing. Where the fuck is my lime green Wii, Nintendo?